think I need to let you know. The way you move is unconventional. The way I feel is unintentional, but you make falling in love so regretful. As time passes, we stick to the same distractions. It's like two worlds collide and they sleep on the same. What up, it's your boy Bobby Crillz, and right now you're tuned into the Heart of the City podcast, episode number 14, coming to you straight live from the Uptown studio. If you guys don't know, today I'm sitting with a special guest. This is somebody that pretty much is the definition of hip-hop. When you talk about this guy, this dude is every element. I'm talking about b-boying, rapping, just overall kind of sort of culture, man. Somebody that I met, I want to say 2006, 2005 time frame, when we was all kind of doing crazy shit on top of the Wells Fargo Bank on Smith Street, a bunch of studios and rappers and all types of crazy shit going on over there. This dude, he blessed one of my videos one time. I asked him to come through. He came through. He killed it. I'm going to show you a clip of that stuff, you know what I mean? But if you guys don't know who I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about my man Styles. Styles in the building. What's good, baby?
What up, baby?
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, bro.
You know, before we start, Styles I met you a while ago, you know what I mean? And I just been watching you grind. You've been somebody that's always been busy. Like, you've always had some shit going on, and you've always done things the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I try to.
You always have. And I watch your life now. And I went to your house last year maybe or something like that.
Yep.
And I just admire you as a man, dude. I think you're doing a great job at life. I just want to say that before we get the podcast started.
Good looking, man.
You know what I mean? You're doing a great job at life. Whoever your parents are, they should be extremely proud of you.
It's my mom's birthday today.
Happy birthday to mom.
After this shit.
But you've been a hip hop head, man. You are a hip hop. You are fucking hip hop. You're hip hop.
I am hip hop.
Yeah, you are.
I'll say I'm a humble dude, but I am hip hop.
I love it. We had some good conversation. You have a podcast of your own. You want to shout that out real quick?
AWOL podcast. It's AWOL podcast. All walks of life. It's on YouTube, Instagram, and all that other Facebook, social media stuff.
So you had me on the podcast. I want to say about a year and a half.
Episode 50.
It was episode 50. It was a big. It was like a milestone episode.
It was. That's why I wanted you there.
Yeah, that was a good one. And that was like my first in-depth interview, because I've had interviews before, but that was long form for real. Like, we sat there for like 2 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes. Yeah. But I loved every minute of it, bro.
Good looking, man.
I loved every minute of it. The whole set was dope. The Sean Price tributes. And
I added a red man to it too.
Oh, did you? So if you guys haven't checked out the AWOL podcast, make sure you guys go subscribe to that channel. I'm going to put the links and all that stuff in the description.
Yes, sir.
So that way you guys go sub, like, share, do all that good stuff. Because the content he has over there is incredible. The conversations are intriguing, I should say, to say the least. You know what I mean?
I got a couple unreleased ones that might not. I might have to put them on the Patreon.
You even got the solo joints too, so
yeah.
So you're
that's where I have to go with it at some point.
Yeah, he's very, very into some important shit, man. Like you talk about some good stuff.
Yeah, I try to.
Some stuff that it might ruffle some feathers, but it's important, and it's a good conversation to have. And when you're having it with people that are open-minded, makes it even better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the hard part about it, though, because we're all dealing with this algorithm and the machine, right? And we all know which direction they lean towards as far as political and what you can and cannot say.
Yeah.
So I don't submit to that train of thought.
Yeah.
But I'm still dealing with that algorithm. Luckily, that's not what I'm doing for money.
Yeah.
So I could push the limits of what I want to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm a truck driver. You know, call my job and be like, yo, you heard what he said in this podcast? And be like, get the fuck. Nobody give a shit, right?
Yeah.
So I can
get this freight over there.
Yeah. Go ahead. Right. So now I can say what I want to say. But if I push the limit too far, then it gets to the point of I won't have this channel again. They'll just take it away. Yeah. And whatever message I'm trying to put out there, it'll just get silenced.
Yeah.
So like the subjects I touch on, I try to do it in an intellectual kind of way, but I want to be free, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're really big on the freedom of speech.
100%. 100%. Because the only way to battle a bad idea is with a good idea.
Yeah.
But if we don't talk, if you're on that side of the fence, and I'm on this side of the fence, and there's a physical fence there, we could talk shit all day.
Yeah.
Take that fence away, then what? Now it's like, oh.
Now it's real.
Now it's real.
Yeah.
We either gonna throw hands, we gonna talk this out.
And figure out a way.
Blammies, what are we doing? Because there's no more, once you get to that
there's no more
point,
barrier there.
there's no more barrier.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do. Everybody's on one side of the fence talking shit because they got that little protection of being like, we're not really face to face. I could just say whatever.
The keyboard warriors.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild out here. But yeah, I try to do whatever I do on the podcast, but it's a fine line to walk. You know what I mean?
No, but you enjoy it though, right?
I do enjoy it. I 100% enjoy it, right? But again, it comes with a skill level of a discussion and a debate. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, because of the internet, as good as it is, where you can learn stuff, we lost the art of human to human conversation.
Yeah.
So we take what we see on the internet and act as if that's real life. If you're on the internet, you would think everybody's racist.
Yeah.
I go outside, ain't nobody calling me spick yet.
Yeah.
They might be racist inside, but they know what it is when they come outside.
Yeah.
Once again, the fence is gone. The internet is the fence.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It gives everybody the space to feel like they can say whatever they want, do whatever.
And then
they
I kind of like that because then I know who you are.
Yeah.
If you tell people, we're going to censor speech and censor what somebody is saying, they could be a troll, cool, right? But if we censor them, I don't know how they really feel. Let them talk.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the devil in front of me than the one I don't know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Let them talk.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't know.
Yeah, so then I'm like, oh, that's how you feel? Now I know how to move around him.
Yeah.
Rather than he's not allowed to say it. Yeah. I don't know now. Now I'm in the same room with homie.
And he can hit you with a surprise, boom.
And not knowing how he feels.
Yeah.
So I do like it. I love having guests on. You were a guest, J.I., Shakes, my B-boy homies, like, it's cool, it's good. It's good. We have fun times and then we have serious times.
Yeah.
And then I do my solo joints where it's like,
I feel like the solo joints is like you love those. I feel like you kind of do love those.
Because I just rant.
Yeah.
I just rant.
Just let it out.
Again,
right?
the art of the conversation is hard. I remember when I was, cut me off if I'm going too long on this.
No, you're good.
I remember when I was 13 years old, coming home from school and I watched the OJ trial. I'm 13 watching the trial live.
You wrote that the other day in Facebook. You said, I've been fucking diving into these live trials. You've been watching live trials.
All day, since then, since 95.
Yeah.
I'm watching the YNW Melly case.
Oh,
I don't know his music.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah, but you're watching the case.
The case is crazy.
How are you watching this? Where's it at?
On YouTube, Law and Crime Network, Court TV. Yeah, you can just watch it live. But then that's what I'm saying. We're from the hood, but not the hood like that. But you know, we come from a spot where people move a certain way. And then they get caught and don't know the system.
Yeah.
It's already against us as is. Since the beginning of time. So if you're gonna play the game, understand the system.
Yeah.
What was it? Jay hustle hard, stack money for bail.
Yeah.
People don't think like that.
Well, nowadays they don't. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The caliber of thug or hustler these days is completely different from what it was 2 decades ago.
There's no more honor amongst thieves.
Yeah. No. Damn, honor amongst thieves. If I could name a podcast episode, I think I would name that this one. Honor amongst thieves.
There is no more. There is no more.
Yeah, that's
It used to be like, hustle on your block, hustle on this block. Now it's like, you hustle at all? I don't care if you're in another state, we got problems. It's like, what? And quick to get the blammies, go in the back and throw hands. So, you know what I mean? So
different
it's
call,
like,
different time.
Right, so it's like, you go, I watched the trials since OJ just to understand the art of a debate, the art of a discussion, the power of words.
Yeah.
People...
That's actually a war room, though. If you think about it. The courtroom is a war room.
It is. It's a game.
You got opposing sides clashing. And I'm talking about cutthroat.
Cutthroat, liars.
Say whatever the fuck they want in there.
Look at the Central Park 5.
Yeah, that was
They
nuts.
got convicted, I'm going to say the R word because of the algorithm, but we all know what it is. We don't want this demonetized. But the R word, 5 dudes, Trump put a full-page paper out. Back then, talk about New York should bring the death penalty back. All these 5 brothers did 30-something years. Come to find out that their DNA test, it was one guy.
And it wasn't even them.
Wasn't them. And Trump came out and said, it's still them.
Wow.
Bro, this DNA, fam. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people do 30 years and come home? And it wasn't even them. Because the prosecutors were lying, intimidating witnesses. That's what we need to learn. Like, that's what, if you're going to hustle and live that life, do it.
Do you feel like prison reform is something that's needed at the moment? Because I know that's an agenda that a lot of people are pushing nowadays.
Yeah.
You even got, celebrities, Kim Kardashian on that wave. You got,
Which is why.
She's a lawyer now. If I'm not mistaken,
Partially,
she just got a degree or she just passed the bar or some shit like that. Yeah, shout out to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
What a trajectory, right?
Right.
She's out here getting people exonerated and shit like that.
She got like an 80-year-old grandmother out of some shit for selling a couple bags of weed.
Yeah, and we bash her, we talk a lot of shit about her, but she is doing some good.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I digress. I mean,
prison reform is
prison reform. We need that, right? But at the end of the day, like you said, it's a game in that courtroom.
Yeah.
Prosecutors and the defense attorneys. Either way, it's a game. If you're at that table being accused, you gotta just win. You get what I'm saying? Like, they want to win. Your defense attorneys don't give a fuck about you. They just want that money. And if
they need that W under their belt.
Yeah, and then they get a dub, and then they move up, and then you end up Johnny Cochran.
Yeah.
You telling me these young people playing basketball don't want to be Jordan? The same way these young lawyers want to be Johnny Cochran.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck as long as they win. And the police want to win more than defense attorneys. Because now I'll be a judge, I get more money, I get stained.
Yeah, but there's so many loopholes in the judicial system, it's crazy. It's like, even the cops even if there is a good cop out there that's doing their job to the best of their ability, they're still having trouble providing enough evidence and doing everything to solidify these cases. So it's a weird. It is weird.
I think I digressed off where we started. Right?
Yeah. Either way, we'll get back.
This is what I do.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into that because there's a lot of strong feeling there, which is dope.
Yeah.
That's a lot to talk about. But I do want to get into more about you.
All right.
We're gonna talk about Styles and who you are and how you became who you are and where you're at today and what we got going forward. So normally when I start the podcast, I talk to the guests. I want to know their heritage. I think that's an important question, just to know where your family's from, where your traditions are from. What's your mom? What's your father? What are you?
Puerto Rican, mom and father. Born in Puerto Rico.
What part of Puerto Rico?
I was born in Caguas.
Okay.
My mom's side is from San Sebastian.
Okay.
Lived out there for about 9 months, a year. Around there, my mom told me, and then moved to Amboy, and that was it.
And you've been in Amboy ever since? So it's safe to say you were raised in Amboy?
Yeah.
Not born, but
185
raised.
Fayette Street.
Yeah. On Fayette Street?
185, right there.
Where's 185 at?
Right on the corner by the BP. There's a barbershop there now. What is it? Final Touch, is it right there?
Final Touch ain't there no more. But that's
that corner?
Yeah, that corner. I know
by
that.
the Goodyear, by
where Little
Rodriguez
Caesars
Time.
and all that shit was
Yeah. But that was just an empty lot. It was a chain link fence, and that whole property, other from 185 to the BP, it was just a chain link fence and grass.
Yeah.
My father used to park his trucks there. He had 3 trucks there. Mattresses.
How long were you on Fayette Street for?
12 years.
Okay, so
I moved out there when I was 12.
Where'd you move from Fayette Street?
Fayette, I went to Grove Street by the catwalk.
Okay.
Right on 440.
That's like the Budapest. I love that area.
Yup, right there. And then from there, probably 16 or 17, I moved to West Side Ave.
Same area.
A couple of blocks down, and then from there, bought a crib, and now I'm out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so
now you're a homeowner as a grown man. You got your shit together. Feels good, right?
Yes, sir.
Honestly, when I went to his crib for the podcast, it was a side note story. I was so happy to see how my man was living, because you could see the peace. Like, it was so peaceful in your house, dog.
I was feng shuied out of it.
You were chilling, bro. You had all your hobbies was on display.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't have nobody interrupting your bullshit. You were just like, this is my shit. This is where I'm at. Bro, I loved it. So shout out to you for that, man. That's a feat right there. That's such a big feat. So you're Puerto Rican, born in Puerto Rico, raised in Perth Amboy. Another question I like to get into is the adolescent years, the teenage years, high school, stuff like that. Who were you in high school? Were you like a popular kid? Were you kind of under the radar? Were you just cool with everybody?
I went to Catholic school my whole life.
Which ones did you go to?
St. Mary's.
You're a St. Mary's kid?
Yeah, 5th through 8th.
Where'd you go to high school?
Amboy.
Went to Amboy?
Yeah, I went
So you went from Catholic school to
from kindergarten to 8th grade. But shout out to, I don't even know if my homie wanted it out there, but the most hip hop heads I know went to Catholic school with me to this day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about artists. Like they was on the podcast. I don't know if it was
you don't have to put it out.
shit, but the wildest shit ever. Homie was doing graffiti and he was like, I can't draw. So he was drawing. He's like, you take this can, fill in the seed right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, word. This is 8th, 7th grade, 8th grade. Like, oh shit.
Straight raw with it.
But then I went to AWOL, 95.
How was that culture shock, bro? Because
wasn't really, because Catholic school was worse.
Was it?
It was worse. We're wilding.
Because AWOL was a jungle.
We were wilding. I mean, like I said, I did. Shout out to the homie Ace Marrero. He's an actor out in LA now, right?
Okay.
We did.
From AWOL?
Yeah, he's AWOL.
Salute to that.
Yeah, bro. He's out in Hollywood, married kids. He was on Law and Order. He does some shit.
That's dope. That's dope.
We did House of Pain.
Okay.
Jump Around.
Yeah.
And I sat there with a radio and 2 tapes trying to censor the curses hitting them because they couldn't put the curses. I did my shit, right? Never call a pig because a pig is a cop. Mic went off. Right when Ace got on, and Ace got upset. He's like, I didn't get to do my verse, bro. Right? And he got mad. Look where he's at now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that day made him like, oh, you ain't shutting off my mic no more.
Yeah.
Nah, he's chilling. So then I went, year after, 8th grade, I said, yo, we out.
Yeah.
We did the floor, the fly, Escoshka.
What's that?
Camp clip.
I don't know that song.
From boot camp.
I know boot camp, yeah.
Why dead out of cappuccino, scar on my face, but I'm not out.
Pacino, yeah.
We did that.
In a talent show?
Talent show. Bro, it was wild. So that's what I'm saying. So I was already listening to some wild shit. Yeah. Even though it was Catholic school, it was wild because everybody was pent up. Because their parents were like, love God and everything. But I'm like, yeah, love God. But when I go outside, God ain't there all the time. Yeah. From what you see. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Now you was outside running around.
On Fayette Street, even till 12. I left when I was 12 years old. Shout out to my homie Jamie and my homie Max. I remember seeing beef with, they would put master locks inside of long ass Carhartt scullies.
Jesus.
Ready to, and chains. I'm little.
Jesus.
And they were probably 18.
That shit is causing
but they look like grown
damage.
men.
That shit is causing damage.
So I'm on the stoop like, what are they doing? And their energy was weird because I know them. Yeah. It's from around the block. And I'm like, oh, they're mad right now about something. Yeah. I'm like, they got weapons? So I was already like, oh, I don't know who knows this. Officer Fuller, fuck that dude.
Yeah, fuck him. He pulled out a gun on
He ran up in buildings all the time. We had fuck Fuller all through the hallways of this shit. I seen him throw somebody in a garbage bag.
That guy has the worst rep out of all cops in the
He started the riot. Yeah. Anyway, so I seen that shit. So I went to high school. And it was like, I was already like, public school was like, all my homies were there anyway. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
You was already used to this shit.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, this is dope. Like, no more.
A little more freedom, right?
Mad freedom. And I lived down the block.
Oh, you was on West Side Avenue.
I was on Grove Street.
Okay, yeah.
Right there. So I'm like 3 blocks away. So freshman year, went to high school, and I seen Uptown Breakers. Which is Octavio, Robert, Crillz, Pep. Yeah. Everybody. But they were G's, like they were OGs in that shit. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that because that's enough. I seen it in hip hop, right?
So that segues into my next question.
Right.
So you were introduced to b-boying in high school by, you want to say Uptown Breakers?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say?
I never wanted to be. That was the first time and the last time I ever wanted to be down with somebody because I run by myself.
Yeah, you're definitely like a leader, you know what I mean?
That was the one time I'm like, I'm gonna get in that crew. Yeah. Shorties, Stain. Yeah. Ain't nobody fucking with them like on this floor shit. I'm like, yo, no other little people dancing, but you weren't in that crew. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna get in that crew. So freshman summer, shout out to my brother-in-law, we went out. I was like, yo, I want to break. He's like, I used to break. And I was like, shut up. You Italian. What do you know about b-boying?
Who's your brother-in-law?
Steve. Okay. He worked at Essentials Barbershop, the barber.
Okay. With the beard?
Yeah, with the beard.
Real estate now?
Yeah. That's my brother-in-law.
Shout out to Steve.
He's like, I used to break. I'm like, man, no you didn't. Yeah. He's like, watch this. Ripped a magazine piece of paper out and did a handspin I'm like, oh shit, you nice? He's like, how you think I'm making sister, dog? I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Right. So then he taught me, we went out to Palmer Video over there, where the Longboard Steak.
Palmer Video.
Was it Palmer? Or Easy Video?
It was one of those. I remember the video shop there.
Right. Yeah. So we rented B Street. And
it was over.
He was like, bro, I know the dialogue. I could recite the movie.
B Street?
Yeah.
B Street was lit.
Yeah. Use a biter. I'll show you a biter. And the big dude ripped the soda can. Yeah, I know that movie about her. Right? So then I practiced.
Shout out to Spit.
Yeah. Fuck Spit, bro. He killed them all. He killed them all.
He did.
But
it was the fucking third rail on the tracks, right?
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got zapped and shit.
That's a good movie, though.
It was. Oh, I lived by that movie. So then I practiced all summer, didn't tell nobody. I cut all my friends off. Everybody I cut off. I was in my
Freshman
house. Freshman summer.
Okay.
I didn't step out the house. It was all dead. My mom would watch a little black and white TV in the kitchen so I could throw down in the living room. She said, you can do whatever you want, just don't kick my couch.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. That's why I don't got head spins, windmills, all that shit.
You got more like style,
right, because I was confined to like a 6x6.
Yeah, Up Rock is crazy. Like, it's...
Listen, when it comes to b-boying, Amway's mine.
Yeah.
And you can go to Ford's, Woodbridge. We might even go 50 miles north and south of this.
Yeah.
I own it.
Yeah.
I'm humble. When it comes to b-boying, that shit is mine.
So did you focus on like power moves? It was just style shit. Style shit.
Because I couldn't learn.
Because you couldn't hit the
So then it was on style. And then I realized like, that's the wave. Because then I went sophomore year. I had my brother-in-law's homie, graffiti had tagged up a hoodie for me, airbrush, right?
Yeah.
Doing like that, right? With some buildings on it. It was bootleg.
Did you get pressed for that hoodie?
Reels pressed me.
Ooh, what Reels say to you? Shout out to Reels.
Shout out to Reels, bro.
Shout out to Reels.
Right?
I gotta get Reels on here.
Yeah. Bro, the best. I go to math class, and I'm already like, I've been practicing all summer, so I'm like, I want to smoke. I want to see where I'm at.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what's that hoodie about? It was like some gang shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? He's like, you think you're a b-boy? I'm like, yeah. In my heart, I was like, oh, shit.
But that was your chance.
Right. So he's like, I'm going to see you after class. Bro, the bell rang. I don't know how he got there before the bell rang.
Yeah.
The bell rang. I was like, I think I'm out. I'm out of here. Grab my book bag.
Yeah.
This motherfucker standing 1 foot on the wall like, what's up? Let me see some shit. And I was like, oh, walk right to the corner and said, throw down. No music,
in
no
the school?
nothing. Right there. People walking to class. And he said, throw down. I don't give a fuck right now. Or take that hoodie off.
Wow.
And I was like, all right. I did it. Every move I had. Every move I had.
How'd this go?
Got up, he was like, good shit. Meet me outside of the gym today. I'm going to tell the other homies about you.
Word.
From that day
I
on.
love it.
Everybody, that was it.
And you was Uptown Breakers after that?
It took a while because back then, it was like, no, you know how people say, yo, you my son. It's disrespectful. But in that group, there was a father and there was a son. Like the rookies had a father. So Octavio, Pepe was mine.
Yeah.
He was a popper, right?
Pep was nice too. Pep could rap. Pep one of the best rappers I ever met in my life.
Bro.
I got a track with Pep too that.
Nice. It's wild, right? So they were like, that's him. My brother knew Tito, shout out to Tito. We had the same lunch table. So the whole time.
Which Tito?
Tito, kind of spiky hair. I forgot his last name.
He lived by Shell School?
Roberto. Yeah.
That's Pookie's brother.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's my man Tito.
Him and my brother were friends.
Oh,
Tito,
damn, this circle that you put together is crazy.
Right. It's wild.
Oh.
It's wild. So then Tito was like, yo.
Makes sense, Pepe. All right, makes sense.
Because Tito told Pep, yo, I know his brother.
Yeah.
His brother says that's all he does. And Tito was like, I think Tito already had a son.
Yeah.
Right? So Pep was like, I'll take it. I'll handle it. Right? Let's see if you Uptown Breakers material.
Yeah.
He went home, took construction paper. This is how old it was. Construction paper and drew with crayons different poses and named them. This is a 3-step, 6-step, head spin, windmill. Tied it with yarn, and it was the most bootleg little manual you ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I wish I still had it.
That's some legendary shit.
And gave it to me. He goes, every week, every Friday, you need to pick a move out of here and have it down. So you got a week to pick a move. And by Friday, I want to see that move.
That was like training camp.
It was training camp. So then that whole sophomore year was like, I hung around with them, but I couldn't claim Uptown Breakers.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, I had a couple battles, and they were like, yeah, he good. And that was it. I was Uptown.
Yeah.
And it was a rap.
What was some other crews back then?
At that time, it was Uptown.
That's it?
Because it was still kind of small. The b-boying wasn't really that popping. Like, I didn't see it anywhere bigger. It was B Street, Wild Style, Electric Boogaloo.
But in the city where we was at.
In Amboy, it was Uptown,
Yeah.
Breakers. Like, that was it. Like, there was nothing else.
Yeah.
And then until they dismantled towards like junior, senior year,
Yeah.
a lot of them became MCs. A lot of them went down to do something, some time or whatever.
Face the
Dropped
streets.
out. Just life in the streets,
Life in the-
beef, kids,
Businesses.
whatever they,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Whatever it was that I was like, nah, I'm not letting it go. And I almost wanted to, until some of the OGs were like, damn, you still doing it?
Yo, it blows my mind when I see the videos you be posting like now, and I'm like, bro, you still can move like that.
Yeah, and then it's like, I feel like I should be better. Meaning like, I'm like, damn, I fell off. Like, I used to be nice, but the inspiration isn't there. Like,
Yeah.
the whole scene, I started my own crew. We could get into that later.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was pivotal. That was pivotal to Amboy, but we'll get into that. So then it was that Uptown Breakers senior year. At that point, I was Dolly.
Yeah.
I went, Uptown Breakers fell off. I kept it moving, and then it was like, at this point, I started getting nice. I'm going to Rocksteady. Shout out to my homie Label, Autographic.
Label
Graphic.
Yeah, label graphic.
Yeah.
Shout out to Label.
We all used to go to Rocksteady. Then it got big. Like, hip hop. I had lunch with Jersey Joe Rhyme. There was the world famous graffiti artist. He was right there.
Yeah, I used to work with Label, right? And he was the one that put me on to Rhyme.
Right.
He told me about Rhyme.
Bro, the most unassuming.
He learned from Rhyme, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rhyme was the most unassuming dude ever. Now, I went to Culinary Art School, New York. I'm taking a PATH train 4 or 5 years later.
Wait, so you a chef too?
Yeah, I don't cook anymore.
Oh,
but yeah.
my man, that's a whole other animal right there. We're going to dive into that. We're going to take a quick break. We got to pay the bills. But damn, boy, we got a story. Shit. Bro. So we got the chef.
There's a lot.
I didn't even think about it.
Part 2 about
so we might need to, but we're going to pay the bills real quick.
Yes,
we'll be right
sir.
back. We took a quick break real quick. We were talking about the graph stuff with Label and Rhyme.
Right.
And then you kind of got into the whole chef situation. You went to school for culinary arts too.
Yeah.
So what were we saying? We were saying
just the fact, like, Amboy's so hip hop that I don't think people understand. Like, shout out to my homie Herb that was on my podcast. He said one thing that I didn't think about. He said, when it comes to Jersey, if they don't mention the Ill Ones, which is a crew that I started, he's like,
okay, hold on. Let's backtrack.
Fuck.
Ill Ones was you.
Yes.
You started that. I remember you were there.
Yeah.
I remember that. I didn't know you started that.
Yeah, the Ill Ones was me. I was working at McDonald's at the time.
Oh, okay.
Uptown Breakers was done.
Just a little, hold on. Before a little story.
I'm with all this.
I had about 2 years, I want to say 97, 98, where I wanted to be a breakdancer. I wanted to be a b-boy. So I was hanging out with a lot of b-boys. There was a kid named Ralphie from the Cuban buildings, I believe.
Little Ralphie?
Little Ralphie. He was nasty. He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. And Josue.
Can I talk about shit?
Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to be a B-boy, but I remember that shit. I remember one time, quick story.
I made him quit.
I know, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I retired. I made that dude retire.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into that.
That's how B-boy. It's all love. It's all love, but this is competition.
Me and my sister, we lived in Fords at the time, and we were so into breakdancing. It was a fucking blizzard outside, and there was a fucking battle going on at the train station in Perth Amboy. And we fucking walked. My mother didn't want to give us a ride. We walked from Ford Avenue by Route 1.
Damn.
We walked in a blizzard to the fucking train station in Perth Amboy. Me, her, and I believe it was TJ's brother, Jason O'Neill. Jason.
Yeah.
And we were all into breakdancing.
Right.
We loved it, but we were younger.
Right.
When we went over there, the battle went on.
Inside
the fucking train station.
Yeah.
It was downstairs. You know, you go in the train station.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, ill ones. Let's go to that.
Right, so then Uptown Breakers fell off. I'm still b-boying, and I was like a lone assassin. If you touch the floor, we got problems. Like, I don't care. It came to like
you were that competitive.
Mad competitive.
Yeah.
Because I put in work. This is all I did.
Yeah, you had a whole year where you were just sitting in your house.
Yeah, the whole summer. So now it's 2-3 years later. I'm a Uptown Breaker. I'm going to still have that title.
Confidence through the roof.
Right. So now I'm like, nah. If you're going to break over here, you're going to have to see me first.
Yeah.
In order, we could do it one time.
Yeah.
And if you feel you lost, I checked you the first time.
Yeah.
Next time, if you feel you lost, come see me next time.
Yeah.
Call me out wherever. It could be in the mall.
Yeah.
I could look at somebody's sneakers and be like, yo, you break? Yeah. Put your shit down, let's go. Right in Woodbridge Mall.
You could just tell that?
I could tell. Back then, yeah, because the attire was different. Now it's kind of
It was like Saucony's, right?
Saucony's, New Balances,
Adidas.
Ugg boots.
Yeah, Ugg
I mean,
boots?
not Uggs, Wallabies.
Yeah.
Imagine some Uggs.
Yeah, I'm like, Uggs?
God, we would have got smoked.
Yeah, we got crazy.
Those are the Cuban, I'm just lying, the Cuban.
The Wallabies were tough.
Wallabies were tough, right? So then, it was whatever. So then, I kept it on some lone assassin. And then while Uptown Breakers was a thing, there was this cat named Josh, also known as Knuckles. His hands were broken from fighting people all the time, so he couldn't put his hands flat. Yeah. Because his hands wouldn't go flat. All his knuckles were broken.
You from the hood?
From just fight. Yeah. Amboy.
What's Josh?
Josh, he got a fuck, I forgot his last name. That's my brother.
Josh Key?
No. I think he's Peruvian. I'm gonna get you. I forgot his name. His last, but they call him B-Boy Knuckles because he would break on his knuckles. He couldn't put his hands flat, so he'll just put his hands like that. He used to wear baseball gloves.
That's a lot of fighting.
Yeah. So baseball gloves, so his knuckles. He had calluses over here.
Jesus.
Just from. So I said, yo, he worked at McDonald's too, and I seen him around the way. I was like, yo, what's up? Let's start a crew. I was like, me and you. We sat at my crib. I was like, what is it? Bouncing names off, and I was like, the ill ones. Because back in the day, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I was like, sick is kind of corny.
Yeah.
I was like, ill.
Yeah.
He's like, the ill ones, the ones that are nice, the ones that are ill. He's like, I bet. So we went on a terror that year. I went to St. Mary's, Ford's, and it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't matter what it was, right? So it was like, if you b-boy, you were gonna have to see me or him. Yeah. And if y'all were 2 or more, you're gonna have to see us on some group shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I went everywhere for that whole year and said, they're like, yo, but I don't even got problems with you. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Throw down.
You was just out there calling them out.
Yeah, because I was like, that's it. Amboy's gonna be mine. Yeah. So however long it takes, it's gonna be mine. And then we went, me and Knuckles had the ill ones, and then we started.
So let me ask you a question. Were you still in high school at the time?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it was like 99-ish. The years, it all kind of blends into each other. But around that
was
time.
A dangerous time, too.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. You know what I mean? Homies got for the 8-ball jackets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit was wild. Like, it can go. There was another crew from Jersey City called Natural Born Killers. Yeah. That was the only crew that would either battle you or fight you. Yeah. It was one or the other. Some crews are like, look at people. but they didn't want to, you could tell in their soul that
They
it
didn't
was
want
like,
that part.
all right, bro, because you need some energy, just like rap.
Yeah.
When you spitting and you coming at each other, we're not like trying to be nice with it. You're gonna hit hard, right? The B-boys is the same way.
Yeah.
Like, dog, I'm coming for your head. Like, every time I see you, it's on.
Yeah.
And they had that energy. Like, yeah, we battling, but it was almost like some UFC shit where it was like at any moment, it's gonna turn into a riot in here.
Yeah.
Because the energy was that like, I'm nicer than you, bro.
Yeah.
No, you not. Yes, I am. And that was the only other crew. But then me and him just went on a spree of just, you get in it, you get in it.
Was that like a form of recruitment too?
It was, because then we kind of leaned towards getting all the lone assassins.
Yeah.
We didn't want anybody from a crew. So the third member was my homie Juanito. Shout out to Ins.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, you know,
That's my dude, Sheridan Street. Yeah.
Yeah, Cuban lone assassin. He ran with the Cuban building people.
Yeah.
But he was kind of in the crew, but lone assassin.
Juanito used to do backflips and all types of shit.
He's a ninja to this day.
Yeah.
He's a ninja.
He can still do this shit?
He's a ninja, bro.
Wow.
That dude is a ninja.
Matter of fact, I think he was in the video in my video when you guys came through.
Probably was.
I think it was you, him, and somebody. Yeah, it was 3 of y'all.
Was that during my skate shop days?
Might have been.
Might have been, right?
It might have been. That sounds around the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So Juanito was the next.
Yeah. So we brought him. Then we picked up my homie Jacob Lopez, aka Delight. My homie
Jacob too.
Jacob, because him and him are day ones from like 5 years old.
Those are all Sheridan people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? They don't separate. So then.
I didn't know Jacob was a b-boy.
Nice.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I gotta talk to Jacob.
No, he was nice.
Yeah?
He could probably still get down, even though he's a father, he's doing
Yeah, Jacob's my man. I still talk to Jacob.
Right. But then it was me, Knuckles, Ins, Jacob. We picked up my homie Blaze, who lived in Dunlap, David Griffin.
That sounds...
Big white boy, Puerto Rican and white. David
Sounds
Griffin
familiar.
lived at the end of Dunlap by the fence.
I think I remember what that
So
is.
we picked him up, and then we had like a little young squad that I picked up, which is my homie Osbel, Antics, Louis Nieves, aka Cannon, Loose Cannon.
Louis Nieves.
Lives off the state.
Yeah.
We picked them up. You know what I mean? Because Knuckles bounced.
Yeah.
Juanito was doing his thing, so then I picked up the up and comings.
Yeah.
I said, now you rocking with us. And me and Juanito was still there.
Yeah.
And then that ran its course. You know what I mean? And then just hip hop changed.
Let's talk about those battles.
There was a lot.
What was the most infamous, I want to say, in the hood one? Like,
Amber, me versus Ralph.
Because Ralphie was good.
He was good.
He had a lot of power
He
moves.
came out of right.
He had a lot
That
of
was
power
the thing.
moves.
He's short, but people thought he was younger than what he was.
He was older, right?
He was like our age, maybe a year younger, but he was small.
So what happened to Ralph? What happened
He
there?
was cool.
What
He
happened?
was a Cuban head posse.
Yeah.
Right? He came out of nowhere. I already had years. Like, so now Amboy's mine.
Yeah.
When it comes to B-boy. Not rapping, but B-boy and Amboy's mine and my crews. This is ours.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. He came out of nowhere and it was like, oh, he was the first one that was actually nice. Other than my homie Naps and Skills, Brooklyn natives. They came from Brooklyn doing some wild shit. Naps was a popper and Skills was like a gymnastic type dude.
Yeah.
But Ralphie was the first one. We were cool. Something happened on some hip hop shit. He asked one of my homies, let me see your radio. Didn't want to give him his radio back. So took it home with him. So my homie was like, yo, I want my radio back. I'm like, do what you gotta do. Go get your radio.
Yeah.
That's almost beef. It ain't like...
I know. You fighting for the radio.
You fighting for the radio.
Yeah, you fighting for the radio.
So, but my homie was big. He's like, I don't know. Like, it's almost a little bit of abuse.
Yeah.
But I want my radio. So it was like but it's still hip hop.
Yeah.
And they were cool too. It wasn't like they were strangers. They used to
He
chill.
was just acting funny with the radio.
Yeah, with the radio. So I said, all right. I seen him. I'm like, look, I'll make you a deal. I knew we were going to get the radio back. I was like, me and you battle. Whoever, if you win, you keep the radio. If I win, you give him back the radio.
So you guys battled
We
for a
went
radio.
to St. Mary's, right there on Mechanic. 17 rounds. I counted them.
Yeah, I was in the outside, like on the
outside. It was still
Y'all had,
snow
y'all
outside.
had cardboard?
No, concrete. I said, no, this is what we're doing.
Wow.
Because you winners, you power moves.
I don't even know yet. I just figured it out.
Guys, you got to keep it down, please. Thank you. We're recording.
Right, so it was 17 rounds on concrete because I'm like, nah, you will do windmills and headspins and shit.
Yeah.
This is some flavor shit right here.
Yeah.
So then I said, all right, let's go, 17 rounds. Concrete. We were both bleeding.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. But I went, and I ain't stopping. Snow in the corner, the boys came. People started pegging the paddy wagon with snowballs.
Jesus
ran
Christ.
to buildings going into the laundromat, coming out the other side. Needless to say, I won. A week later, he was playing bachata in his brother's band. Got the radio back. No disrespect, but all disrespect on the b-boy level.
That's what's up.
He started playing bachata. So that was probably one that I'll never forget because I just seen somebody break right in front of me.
Yeah.
And like the more the rounds went, the more it was like, oh.
And then, you know what's crazy? Because he was known for power moves. I know like he was really good with power moves.
Can't do that
and
on
you
concrete,
killed him on
though.
style.
Can't do it on concrete.
You killed him on style. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it like that. And if he tried it, and even if he was on hardwood floor, bro, you're only gonna get that for so many rounds. You need to do
Because it's gonna
three times.
get tired.
You're wild. So yeah, that was that. So that was a whole b-boy shit.
Well, how far was some of the limits that you've taken it to? What were some of the most?
After the ill ones, kind of everybody left. It was down to just me and Ins. We were just doing our thing. Rocksteady anniversaries. We would enter battles.
Yeah.
One-on-ones. That was a major battle because I went up against this dude named Vietnam, who was like world renowned.
Yeah.
Which he would have smoked me 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10 he would have smoked me.
Yeah.
So he was just toying with me like, all right, bro, I got 20 more rounds to go. I'm not wasting my shit on you.
Yeah.
So obviously I lost. I won that battle, but I lost because the judges were like, bro, that's Vietnam, bro.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, if we pass you on that, you're going to lose in the second round.
Yeah.
Vietnam could win this whole thing. So I took the L like, yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? So then, after that broke down, met some homies throughout the town, some that I battled. They formed a crew called Soldiers. SOUL, JERZ, Soul and Jersey. Soldiers, but Soul Jersey. Met up with them, and we got sponsored by Biz, Deco. We used to do bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s. They used to pay us to like run around with a bunch of Jewish kids and parties, and we did Shea Stadium for bar mitzvah. They paid us $350 for 30 seconds. They cut us off short. Gave us a skybox. We had a chance to do the Knicks halftime.
That was dope.
Went there, we practiced for like a month and a half. We get there, New York City dancers were there. So you see all them shorties over there dancing. Some of the homies got too cool for school. So the director of entertainment came down and said, let me see what y'all got. So now, we got, bro, we're at the Garden.
Yeah, this is
she's right there.
This is choreographed shit. You have to choreographed. Yeah.
And they picked Mama's Gonna Knock You Out by LL Cool J. I'm like, yeah, I love Soldiers, but that song wasn't it.
Yeah.
It was too like, Mama Gonna Knock.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, man, we in the city. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that part was bad, but we did it. We didn't do it good enough. So they were like, sorry, fellas, we can't use, because it was that night.
Yeah.
Like, if we performed good that night, we were going to do the halftime. So we didn't get it, but I was still on the Garden floor, bro.
Yeah, shit, I'll take it.
I was able to break dance on the Garden floor right under the hoop. Like, if this is as best as it gets, then I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we did that, and then that was it. It kind of just, that phased off a little bit, that era of b-boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's sad that b-boy kind of like I don't want to say took a dive, because they're still dancing out there. Jabberwockies are still doing their thing.
Yeah.
Which I seen recently. They've been doing they do music videos now. Yeah. Which is pretty dope.
They got a residency in Vegas.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. So
what?
But
some Barbra Streisand shit.
It's an element that has to make its way back.
It's there, but I don't want to sound like a get off my lawn type of person. But there's eras and shit changes. I don't fuck with certain music, right?
Yeah.
But that's what they're doing now. The OGs, our parents are like, what the fuck y'all doing? That ain't hip hop. It's KRS or nothing.
Yeah.
But then you bring out Onyx, they're like, what the fuck?
Let me hear something. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the drill cats? Like, not the music, but like you see them, they got dances with it, they got the sturdy shit. Right. You know, like, how do you feel about that stuff? Do you think that takes skill, I guess, or is it more simple?
It's the seed coming from the hip hop era that I come from, you could consider it simple, but that would almost be disrespectful because I don't know what it takes to do it because I don't do it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So just because I don't fuck with it and I don't bump it in my whip, I'm not listening. A little bit of it, I think, is a little bit of a trap to the artists themselves compared to the label. Yeah, you make money tossing blammies around and having real beef because it sells records.
I'm talking more about the dancing part of it.
I mean,
because they are dancing. These guys got guns in their videos and shit, but they also dropping.
I forgot who
they dropping
said
their eagle down, whatever.
I forgot who said this. They were like, "Yo, y'all want to make fun of these dudes in dresses, but that'll be the first one to pull out a gun out of this person, shoot you."
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's their hip hop.
Yeah.
That's their era. If they want to do
so
it,
you're open to it.
Hey,
absolutely.
The more the merrier.
Keep it alive at least.
Because eventually that's gonna fade out.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start going, oh, back in my day, we ain't used to do that.
Yeah.
And then some other form of shit is
everything just evolves.
It just evolves, and you can either get off my lawn and just be sour and hate everything, or you could just go, hey, that's them, let them do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how many years you got into it? At this point,
96. So I mean, I'm always gonna stay a b-boy. Like that shit don't go away. Like if somebody press me right now, I'm throwing down till I throw up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
the fact that you can still do it, so it really blows my mind.
Fuck, you're not gonna take my.
How'd you get into the house stuff? Were you always a house head too?
House music, I got into it later, cause going to Club Shelter, which is world famous.
Yeah.
DJ Timmy Regisford, Sting International. A couple of my b-boy homies are like, yo, you could blow it down in there. It's 9 o'clock in the morning till Sunday morning.
Yeah.
You get there from 11 p.m. Saturday night to 11 Sunday. It's a 12-hour party, non-stop.
Yeah.
So then I went in there, and I seen b-boys in there. I'm like, oh shit, they throwing down. Like, rest in peace, my nigga Jesus. Throwing down, I was like, oh, and then I picked up, like the house dancing was more like up, like top.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that comes with style too. You could be personal with that. You could have your own style and separate yourself. And then this is more what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I just gravitated towards that.
That shit brought you back to your mom's living room where you could get the couch, right?
Yeah, because everybody was in there. It didn't care what gender you were, whatever. It was wild. Like all races, creeds, and everything you could think of. I had my chain in there one day on the couch. I fell asleep. It was like 5 in the morning. I woke up, my chain was right there.
Nobody touched it.
And it was Bloods in there, Crillz, Keys. It was everybody. But as soon as you walked in them doors, it was love.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody did anything.
That environment was everything.
And I was like, oh, we can get together. We can do this and just chill.
Yeah.
But you ain't catching that at the hip hop club. You're not catching that at a Spanish salsa merengue club. Even they beefing towards the end. A couple of licks, knobs come out.
Yeah.
And it just, but that scene was like, oh shit, we could just chill.
Yeah.
It ain't that serious.
So I didn't get the answers. I kind of cut you off before you answered it. How many years did you say you have in?
96 till now, because I'm never gonna say, so I mean, you
so we're looking at, you're not
27?
done.
I'm not done. Like, I don't do it, but I
dancing.
get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, that's in me. Like, hip hop is in you, like, spitting is in you. You're not gonna.
I be trying to stop. I be trying to stop.
You can't, though.
And then it hits me back in the face like, wow, yo, you can't forget about me.
Right.
You can't forget about me.
But once you're that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's my DNA now.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's nothing I can do about it. It's like
a wrap. It's in there for sure. It's in there. So yeah, 27, and just like I said, it's still, you know what I mean? Still, it'll always be.
So now it's more like just freelance type of stuff.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Keeping in shape.
Yeah, keeping in shape, doing it. When I feel like I want to get down, I'm going to get down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just to be like, I still got it. And it's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The world's crazy. So I'm like,
honestly, you look like you be having a blast when you do the videos at home. You just be, when I tell you I went to his house and I felt the peace, and I felt like I knew you better because I've been in your house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I see what you do in your house.
Right.
And I'm like, my man is living his life right now, bro.
I don't even come outside like that.
Son, like,
bike, chilling.
you had the, first off, I love your TV setup because you don't have it, sir.
Right.
You have a whole fucking wall. This whole wall is your TV.
Projector.
It's the projector. And thank you for doing that the other day with the podcast and shouting me out. I appreciate it.
Oh, bro, it's all love, man. You already know what it is.
But you put the videos in the background. So you'll put whatever track you're dancing to, and you'll have the video in the background, and all you see is a silhouette of you because of the lighting, and you're just killing it, and you're rocking it.
Right.
Shit is dope as fuck.
It's just fun. It just brings me back to that, like, damn, like this is peace right here. Like, the world is crazy, but it's not crazy right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, it looks like you found your place at home, man.
Yeah,
That shit
man.
is just dope.
I love that.
That's inspirational and shit. On some
Good
real
looking,
shit.
man.
It really is. So,
Word.
so you got about 27 years in. Jesus Christ.
Man.
So where you taking it now? Just
I mean, just chilling with the podcast, and even that, I took a break from it too. Like I said, trying to get guests, the whole algorithm shit we was talking about, where it's like...
Let's dive into that a little bit. Let's dive into a little bit more than that. I want to dive into the entrepreneurship stuff that you've done.
All right, word.
Excuse me. You've had businesses. You've had, I know you had the City of Souls.
Right, the skate shop.
The skate shop. How'd you get into all that stuff? 'Cause I know you're like into snowboarding and...
Yeah, well, I only snowboard now because of the skate shop. Because of my young homies, I don't skate, but that was around. It's just hip hop.
Yeah.
There's probably not another culture other than skating that's more hip hop than skating.
Yeah.
People don't see it like that, but skaters are bumping some neck throws, some non-tricks. R-rated rugged man, they bumping some hard.
Ill Bill was out here the other day.
Who?
Ill Bill.
Was he?
He was, yeah.
Get the fuck.
There was an ill-ass show in, I think it was Union the other day.
That's wild.
Yeah, he was out here the other day. It was his birthday. They celebrated his birthday out here.
That's wild.
I tried to get Milkbone to go with me, but
You don't want to go?
we talked about it, but I guess we just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting the Concrete Garden shit.
Are you? You in it?
I'm in 2 episodes.
Wow.
I get killed.
I can know. Yeah, at least you in it.
Yeah, I get killed.
Yeah.
Not to put the spoiler out there like that, but they definitely shoot me in the head twice.
Yeah. Twice.
Shot
twice. So I started, my sister bought a building, and she was like, let's put something in there like a pizzeria. I'm like, look, I'm a very cultured person. I don't want to rape nobody's culture.
Your sister bought that building?
Yeah,
That's why Steve had the
barbershop, the Metro PCS, and then the skate shop was there. She's like, yo, try it. So I wanted to open up a sneaker store.
Yeah.
And this is when I learned the politics of business of it, where they were like, yo, Nike, I can't give you an account and sell you SBs because there's a store in Staten Island that sells SBs. I'm like, bro, you got to cross a bridge and pay a toll. But they're like, it's still 15 miles because it was right over the bridge. But it goes by miles, the demographics, how close, not what state. So I couldn't get the account. So I got on my research shit, and they're like, if it was a skate shop, you have a better chance. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh, but I'm not a skater. Now I feel like I'm pimping that culture. And I ain't from that culture. I'm gonna look like a poser.
Yeah.
Same thing in b-boy. If you do it, do it. And
you hear the principles that he's talking about? Like, I'm gonna feel like a poser. I'm gonna feel, you know what I mean? A vulture. What do they call that? What do they call it? Appropriation, right?
Yeah. So it was like I couldn't do it.
Message,
right? So it was like I'm gonna do it right. So then I said, fuck it. Open up the skate shop. Everybody that was skating at the time was too young to have money.
Yeah.
They were 15. A complete skateboard cost $100 and something at the time. Bro, they 15.
They can't afford it.
They're not affording that, right? So I said, I don't know how long it's gonna last. A skate shop called the Barracks out in LA, a famous private skate park. You only could be invited there. All the pros go there.
Yeah.
They had this thing where you could become like a partnership with them. They flew me out and my homie T, shout out to my homie T, to the Agenda trade show out in Cali. Round trip, hotel, met some cool ass cats from Hawaii, networking. Everybody was there. Converse, everybody. It was a huge trade show. Try to get that. I got Nike 6.0 to give me a contract. I went to Manhattan. I went to the 6.0 offices. I was doing the work, but the money wasn't coming in because it just, the shop was right, the time wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I just had to, I closed it down. It was just like, I was spending money. I was giving boards away because kids were coming in there. I was asking for donations, but I figured, let me send a message. I would ask these skaters, yo, You want a set of wheels? Bring me 3 cans of food. They probably robbed their mom's cupboard for them.
Yeah.
But I needed them to understand that we got to give back. So I would have a case. Everybody would come, bring in turkeys, canned foods, whatever. And I would pick one skater every time, and we go do these drop-offs. And people are like, who are you? Where you from? And I told them, the young cat, don't say nothing. We're not doing this for clout. We're not trying to build business with the skate shop. I just need you to know that I'm giving you free wheels. You giving that homeless person or that dude a can of food. It's that serious. Just because you're getting this bored, don't think that you're like, oh, people just give shit.
Nah, you gotta
earn your shit.
You gotta value it.
So we just did that, and I just, gave back. I threw a dope-ass skate jam in Amboy at the skate park. People knew what it was, and all the skaters down from Freehold to North Jersey, everybody knows the skate shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at least, it didn't last, but they're still my friends to this day.
It's
and
infinite.
I get the respect
It's
thank you for not pimping it.
Yeah.
The same way I went into B-Born is the same way I went into that. And if I do this,
It goes
real,
back
I
to
do
saying
that.
what I said before, you do things the right way.
I try to, yeah.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll get
Yes,
right
sir.
back to it. You already know how the City Podcast.
Yes, sir. We'll be back.
The break, we were talking about the City of Soul store, how you got into that. You were putting the legwork with Nike, how you had to do a lot. You had to jump through hoops of fire to get these contracts and just try to stay afloat. Nowadays, you're onto different endeavors. You got the podcast going on. That's something I want to showcase a lot too. I want to put a lot of light on that because I feel like you showed me how to do it. You know what I mean? I watched your podcast a lot, actually. I spent a lot of time on your YouTube channel, and I've enjoyed it. And I want to talk about that, put some light on it. The AWOL podcast, how did that come about? How did that come to light?
Like I said before, even from watching all the trials, and I learned like the art of debate, like conversation and words, that I wanted to do it for a while. But then it was like, really what I'm going to talk about, right? But then I was like, you know what? I bought the crib. I had an extra bedroom. And I was like, yo, I'm going to just convert this shit into a studio.
Yeah.
And I just went ham, probably more than what I should have done as far as whatever I bought. But then I was like, all right, so it's called AWOL, AWOL, but it's all walks of life. Because I want to I'll sit down with whoever. I don't care if you're a racist, if you're a Nazi, I don't give a shit. Because we going to talk. Like I said, if there's a bad idea, the only way you can convert that is with a good idea. So if we talk about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about shit that's tough to talk about, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then, like I said, watching these trials, it's like the power of words. It's like, okay, let's see, am I a good listener? I almost did this in a selfish way, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how good can I communicate with somebody? And even though I can't stand what you're saying, can I still keep it level-headed
and accept
what you're saying? Maybe not accept it like I'm gonna start doing it, but like, where are you coming from? And not be like, all right, we gotta go outside now.
So how many episodes you got in now?
Right now, 77.
That's a lot of work. Well, how frequent were you doing it?
That's another thing. I was doing them once a week, and my thought was I'm doing a guest every week because consistency is what matters.
Absolutely.
You gotta put them out there.
Yeah.
Right? But since I wasn't doing this which it sounds dumb because I'm like, share, subscribe, because obviously. But I don't really care in a way. And that's like counterintuitive to what I'm doing, to be like, fuck it if you subscribe or not, but also subscribe.
Yeah.
So it sounds crazy.
You know what's funny? I have a song coming out August 11th. It's called Moments for Life. And my whole verse, Moments for Life.
Moments for Life.
It's me, Rockstar Ham, DJ Flyboy, and my boy D-Roy. But the concept of the song is actually me telling people, like, I hate the fact that I have to market myself. It takes away from my life.
Right.
I'm talking all this shit about the game that you have to play for exposure.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the verse, my last line is, I'm talking all this shit, I still need you to subscribe.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That's the weird.
And it sucks because you gotta find the balance between, are you doing too much for the clout or
not enough?
Not enough. And I know that we talk off camera and off record a lot about it, actually. We've had this conversation a few times.
A few times.
And I'm over here like, well, you got to do it. You know what I mean? And you're like, I know, but...
yeah,
so
it's like, I'd rather just let the work speak for itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, because this is the thing. I'm not doing this for the financial aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you do something with finances without love, it's probably going to fail.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no love for it, it's probably gonna fail.
Absolutely.
Maybe not. I'm just saying. Chances are that it might.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So since I'm just doing it for the love of conversation and debate, then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it does. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Then.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called All Walks of Life. Because I'll sit down with whoever. I don't give a shit. I had people there that were anti-Black Lives Matter, pro-Black Lives Matter, pro-Second Amendment. And that's another thing. This is a little bit tough about the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm pro-Second Amendment.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I have conversations off air with people like, would you give your guns away if a kid doesn't die? And I'm like, that's a baited question. Because if I say no, I'm not giving my guns away, it sounds like I want kids to die.
Yeah.
That question that you pose is just wild in general.
But they're pushing the narrative.
Right. So then I go, all right, whoever don't like them and it's anti that, come on the podcast. And it's long form, there's no bully shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all real. I'm not coming at you like, let's have this conversation.
Yeah. And give me your points, I give you
But
mine.
Nobody wants to take me up on that. But
nobody likes to debate anymore.
That's whack though.
Everybody has their opinion and they stand on it. If you don't like it, they're gonna unfriend you, block you.
And they're beefing now.
Yeah, now it's a problem. Yeah.
If you really believe in something, then stay it.
Yeah.
And too many people are married to their ideas. Just because you believe something today doesn't mean you can't change it tomorrow if you get educated.
When you get presented with some facts. So absolutely.
Exactly. Because people's ego gets involved in their ideas and they feel less of a person if I change my mind. I respect that person more.
That's why I hate Facebook. You know
it's the worst.
I hate Facebook because people post on there and God forbid you say something that opposes it. You know what I mean?
It's the worst. That's why I'm the worst with the promo. Like, share, subscribe, check it out. Because it's like, yo.
I'm struggling with that because right now I'm like, I got a lot of people that have been following the podcast. Thank you guys all for showing support and all that. Appreciate it. But there's one thing I need you guys to do the most out of everything besides liking and commenting. Hit the fucking subscribe button.
And it's free.
It's free. just hit it. You know what I mean? It's just pop. That's it. That's all I need. But a lot of people don't know how to do that. And it blows my mind. Like, Jesus Christ. You can click the link, you can get redirected where I need you to go, but you can't find the little subscribe button right under the video that you watch. But anyways, that's me venting. That's my problem.
But that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. So like, to play the game is like,
it sucks, man.
You know,
and I don't want to beg for it, but I fucking need it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But they know.
Yeah,
people know.
I fucking need it.
But either way, your work will speak for itself. What you're doing here is dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well,
I get to highlight people like you, man. People that you know are important where they're from.
Yes.
You've made a name. You're well respected and you stand for something, you know what I mean? So to me, that's the heart of the city. You know what I mean? You're the heart of the city. You do something that's important, that should be having light shed on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So thank you for being on the podcast.
I appreciate you, man. You want to come back to do mine, bro?
Of course, I want to do another one. I love that shit.
Let's go.
Because with yours, we could go for 6 hours.
Yeah, who cares?
You know what I mean? We just freestyle this shit.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me too, man.
Where can we find you, man?
AWOL Podcast, Instagram, YouTube. That's pretty much it.
All
Got
right.
Twitter and all that, but I ain't beefing with nobody on Twitter.
Ain't got time for that shit.
Nobody got time for
My
that.
brother, thank you for getting on the
Yes, sir,
podcast.
bro.
You guys know, like, share, subscribe. Again.
Yeah, you know.
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good shit. Bobby Crillz, you already know. All the City Podcast, we out.
Peace.